here, back again with another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. Now today, or probably when this video gets released yesterday, the rewards for Act 6.4 and Act 6 in general were released. So today I thought it would be appropriate to kind of give a comparative spectrum between the two soon-to-be most challenging pieces of content in the game, which would be Act 6, Chapter 4, and the Abyss of Legends. So, with that in mind, let's jump straight into this comparison. So, the longest one to cover will be 6.4. There are 4 different categories. There is Act 6.4 Completion, Act 6.4 Exploration, the entirety of Act 6 Completion, and then the entirety of Act 6 Exploration. Abyss of Legends is very short, but at the end I'll give kind of a comparative spectrum of really the biggest prizes from each of these different pieces of content, really the main kind of what you're really looking for. But yeah, so let's begin. So Act 6.4 Completion, you get 1 Tier 5 Basic, you get 3 Tier 2 Alphas, 8,000 6-star shards, 15,000 5-star shards, 2 5-star 2 to 3 crystals, and 2 5-star 3 to 4 crystals, along with 1.5 million gold. In comparison to 6.3, that is an increase, but it's not the type of increase that we're looking for. But again, this is just 6.4. We're not into the entirety of Act 6 yet, but to be completely honest, it doesn't really change much. So, talking about 6.4 Exploration, we get the ever so lovely 25% T5CC crystal. Totally not going to get shafted by RNG there. I'll talk about that more in a second. But we get the 25% T5CC fragment crystal, 3 Tier 5 basics, 7 Tier 2 alphas, 10,000 6-star shards, it's a full 6-star, 25,000 5-star shards, 8 Cavalier crystals. Oh, I forgot to mention that we get 4 Cavalier crystals from completion. We get 8 from exploration. We get 2 5-star rank 3 to 4 crystals and 2.5 million gold. So that in the entirety is Act 6 Chapter 4. So if you 100% Act 6 Chapter 4, you get 18,000 6-star shards, 40,000 5-star shards, 4 Tier 5 basics, 10 Tier 2 alphas, 25% of a T5CC, 12 Cavalier crystals, 4 rank 3 to 4 crystals, 2 rank 2 to 3 crystals, and 4 million gold. Now, that's really cool for 6.4. That's pretty much where people were thinking the reward spectrum was going to land. Probably like 10,000 6-star shards, 25,000 5-star shards. So, in terms of 6.4, I like 6.4. 6.4 is, I think, pretty good in terms of how the reward spectrum has been evolving. I do think that all of Act 6 could have been better in terms of the output. All of the chapters, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, and now 6.4. But given the previous chapters, the reward bump is pretty standard, what's the word I'm looking for? It's in the right range of where the reward bump was expected to be. So that's just 6.4, but we're not even into the disappointment yet, because that's not very disappointing. That's like, alright, that's nice rewards, that's pretty cool. But then we get into some disappointment. So, for the entirety of Act 6, this is 100%ing. Well, first we'll just get into completion, but for 100%, boy oh boy, get ready for the shaft train. For just completing Act 6, let's say you have left Act 6 untouched, and you just go right through, from 6.1 to 6.4, this is what you will get. 3 Tier 5 basics, 7 Tier 2 alphas, 10,000 6-star shards, 20,000 5-star shards, 1 5-star rank 4 to 5 gem crystal, and 1.5 million gold. That is for the completion of Act 6. That is very disappointing. That is like, that's heartbreaking to see that 100%ing 6.4 is better than completing Act 6. That's like, that just boggles my mind, because the rewards you get from 6.4 exploration are so much better than the rewards you get from Act 6 completion. That's just crazy. But then we get into Disappointment Central Station. 1 Tier 5 Class Catalyst Crystal. Now you may be asking yourself, why is that disappointing? We get a Tier 5 Class Catalyst Crystal. Right there, in the word, crystal. At this point in the game, we still are relying on RNG to take up 6-star champions to rank 3. Unless you were in the Whale Wars of the gifting event and you could get 50% of whatever catalyst you needed. But that's a whole other story. A majority of the community is still heavily reliant on RNG for their rank up materials. And now with Tier 5 basic catalysts becoming more readily available to players, in some sense there should be a selector. Act 6 100% would be the perfect place to put a Tier 5 class catalyst selector. But what did they do? Bam! Slapped us with a crystal. So you have a roughly 18% chance to get a certain class. You have, if you need 3 classes, if you're okay with 1 and 3, you have 50-50 shot. If you need 1 class, you're pretty screwed. Take it from me, I did Abyss of Legends completion. I needed a tech to take up Guillotine. I got a Mystic. The class I didn't have any 6 stars in. But then, what does Kabam do? They give me 6-star Iron Fist and 6-star Hood. Classic Kabam. But I digress. Moving on to the rest of Act 6 exploration. So I'll start right over. We have 1 Tier 5 class Catalyst Crystal, 4 Tier 5 basics, 8 Tier 2 alphas, a 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal, 2 5-star Fortified Crystals, and 3 million gold. So, Act 6 exploration. You have to take into consideration that to 100% Act 6, you have to not only fight the champion 7 or 8 times, the 6.2 champion, that still to this day people struggle with tremendously. You have to fight a lot of niche matchups in 6.3 that require certain characters to deal any amount of damage. You have to deal with all of the gates in 6.2. And on top of that, you have to deal with another wave of BS nodes and encounters in 6.4, along with 6 paths to the Grandmaster. Thank you for listening to the community on our feedback in the beta, Kabam, because clearly you didn't change anything. You didn't change Special Connoisseur, you didn't change That's Gotta Sting, you barely changed anything with the Grandmaster. You're like, oh man, we're still going to keep 6 paths, but we're just going to shorten the path a little bit. That literally doesn't change anything. You still have to go 6 paths to the Grandmaster. I don't understand. I truly am baffled that we still have to go through 6 paths to fight the Grandmaster. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Again, I digress. For the entirety of Act 6, you get 28,000 6-star shards. For 6.4 in Act 6 exploration, we're not talking about any other chapter, but for 6.4 in Act 6 in general, you get 28,000 6-star shards. Let's see, what is it, 20,000? You get 60,000 5-star shards. What do you get? 7, 8, that's 15, and then how many? Let's see, what else do you get? 15, 18, 7, 14, 17. You get, what is that? 7, 14. Man, I'm so good at math and I can't do math right now. You get 25 T2 alphas. How many T5 basics? So, 25 T2 alpha, 60,000 5-star shards, 28,000 6-star shards. What is that? 8, 6, 3, 6, 10. You get 11 Tier 5 basics, 12 Cavalier crystals, 8.5 million gold, and 1 1/4 of a T5 CC. Not guaranteed any class. 1 1/4 of a T5 CC. So that's Act 6. That's what you get for 6.4 and Act 6. So in this kind of spectrum, I'm just referring to 6.4 because if you're going to 100% 6.4, I would make the assumption that you've 100% 6.1, 6.2, and 6.3. So, now that we have covered 6.4, let's go down to the very simple, very nice Abyss of Legends. I stole this from the forum post because I didn't want to type all this out. So, Abyss of Legends completion. You should already know this, but I'm going to repeat it for the sake of this comparison. For the completion of Abyss of Legends, you already get 65% of the 6-star shards you get for completing Act 6 100%. A 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal, 1,000,000 gold, 1 T5CC, still random, but again, it's in the completion, so you get 1 in the completion. 7 T2A, 3 T5B, and an Abyss title. So already for Act 6, already for the Abyss, you're on caliber with Act 6 Exploration. That's basically, you're already there. Plus, for completion, you get a 5-star crystal because of the chest rewards, another T5B, another T2A, 26 stones, and 500,000 gold. That's coupled on top of completion. You get 5 chests in the Abyss, but we'll get to the chests at the end. Abyss of Legends Exploration. 2 more T5CC crystals, already blowing Act 6 out of the water. 45,000 6-star shards. Again, Act 6 blown out of the water. Probably for the entirety of Act 6, you get 50,000 6-star shards, probably something like that. For 100%ing the Abyss, you get 65,000 6-star shards. A 6-star generic Awakening Gem. What everyone thought would be in Act 6 Act 6 100%. Everyone thought it would be a 6-star generic, and everyone thought there would be an Awakening Gem for completion. Were we right? Not at all. 5,000,000 gold, 4 T2A, the Collector Profile Pick, and 50 6-star 6 stones. Coupled on top of this, every path in the Abyss of Legends, you are rewarded with a small chest of items that are pretty sick. You get a full 5-star, a T5B, a T2A, 26 zones for 6 stars, and 500k gold. All of that together, that's 5 full 5-star crystals, so we'll say 50,000 5-star shards. 5 more tier 5 basics, 5 tier 2 alphas, 100 6-star 6 stones, and 2.5 million gold. For the entirety of the Abyss of Legends, you receive 65,000 6-star shards, a 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal, and a 6-star generic, 8.5 million gold, 3 T5CC crystals, 8 tier 5 basics, 12 tier 2 alphas, a profile picture, a title, and 150 6-star signature stones. Abyss of Legends rewards are so much better than Act 6. It's not even funny how much better they are. It really baffles me that, of course, you know, Abyss of Legends being the new mountain, or the new Everest of the game, the rewards are going to be the best in the game. But wouldn't you want to, as a company, incentivize more people to 100% Act 6 or 100% the Abyss? You'd probably want them to do Act 6, right? Because only the best of the best are going to get Abyss done. Or the spendiest of the spendiest are going to get Abyss done. But Act 6, you want to incentivize people to do that more. You put more effort into Act 6 because there's more paths, more nodes, more boss fights. You want people to do Act 6, but then Abyss comes out, bombshell, you know, these rewards are insane. It decentivizes, is that a word? Yeah, sure, decentivizes? I don't think that's a word, but it the antithesis of incentivize people to do Act 6, because Abyss is just so much better. So, basically, this long 10-minute video short, the main prizes, like, what's relevant in the game now? T5CC, what's better, Abyss or 6.4? Abyss has 3, 6.4, 1.25. That's not including the stuff you get from Legends runs, because that's only going to be 5 people, so that's a complete outlier, so it does not, it does not affect anyone else. 6-star shards. In the Abyss, you get 65,000. In 6.4 and Act 6 Exploration, you only get 28,000. Not even half. 6-star gems. In Abyss, you get 2. You get a generic and you get a class gem. 6.4 and Act 6, you just get 1. You get 1 class gem. Not a generic. You get a class gem. Again, still relying on RNG to maybe help you out. And then finally, 6-star signature stones. The Abyss of Legends has 150. 6.4 has none. So, here is my 2 cents for whether you should do Abyss of Legends or 6.4. If you need a variety of resources, if you need rank up gems, if you need, I don't know, if you need more 5-star shards, like 5-star shard gain to go for features, then maybe 6.4 is right for you. But for a majority of the community, the end game community, or just the community who's, at the Abyss level, if you have the 4 horsemen or any suitable substitute that could get you through Abyss, do Abyss. Because Abyss overall is most likely going to be easier to 100% than all of Act 6, because I would say the champion fight in 6.2 is harder than almost any fight in the Abyss of Legends in terms of like the standard fights. The 2.7, they're all super easy, or most of them. There are a few matchups in the Abyss that are a bit challenging, but the 6.2 champion is heavily reliant on skill. A lot of the fights in the Abyss, while they do require skill, a lot of them have specific counters that make it very easy. So, basically what I'm trying to say is, if you have the horseman or any suitable substitute that can get you through the Abyss, do Abyss. It's going to be so much more worth it in the long run, because one run of Abyss is basically like exploring 6.4. It's basically what it is. You just don't get your 8 Cavalier Crystals, aka your 8 3-star champions and 1 4-star, If you don't have the champions for the Abyss, and you have the counters for 6.4, maybe do a run through 6.4. But in the long term of the game, what's more worth it right now is 100% the Abyss of Legends. The incentive is higher, the T5CC is so valuable, the 6-star generic gem is so valuable, the 6-star sig stones are so valuable, and we don't see that incentive in 6.4. So, bottom line is, Abyss of Legends over 6.4, that's my take on it. Abyss of Legends, just better to do. Better to 100% Abyss, then go do 6.4. That seems more logical. Now for me, I'm probably going to 100% 6.4, then go back into Abyss, just so I can get more resources to get Aegon, Dr. Doom, Nick Fury. So if you're in that situation, maybe doing 6.4 is good. But if you already have the Horsemen, you have counters, Abyss of Legends is so much more worth doing. It's just so much better to do in the long term of the game. So that was a really long explanation on something you could read in 35 seconds. I'm giving my personal thoughts on 6.4. I'm really disappointed in Kabam's negligence to listen to the community feedback in terms of changing nodes, getting rid of nodes. We can't tell if they've changed any fights, but we know for certain that they did nothing to the Grandmaster. That is very disheartening to me. I feel like they didn't even listen to us. So, yeah, very disappointed in their negligence to be open-minded about the feedback. I'm not even sure if they read it, but I digress. Abyss of Legends is better to do than 6.4 if you have the right champions. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this elongated video on a Google Doc that you could have read in a minute. And I hope to see you all in the next one, hopefully for some 6.4 content, Grandmaster Solo, some spicy stuff, and Abyss in the future. Peace.